Okay, get yourself ready for your restorative practice. So, folded, have a blanket to lay on the top of your normal mat. Have a folded blanket for your head. Just make sure that it's folded evenly. Have a bolster underneath your knees, blocks underneath your feet, and then just lay yourself down in a good straight line. Bolster underneath your knees. Cover yourself up with a blanket if you need it. If you feel that you might be a bit chilly, sometimes it's nice to cover your feet. My feet get a bit cold sometimes. And then guide yourself down onto the floor. If you've got an eye pillow, then have that underneath your head. So don't be in a rush to get yourself into position. Just allow yourself just to find your comfort, and then allow yourself, once you've found your position, then just allow yourself to release into the floor. Spend a few moments listening to your breath. Feel how the body feels in connection with the ground. Soften the arms and the shoulders and the neck. Consciously relax your muscles, allowing the body to become heavy on the ground and allowing the muscles to release themselves from the bones. Let the body become heavy on the ground. Consciously unhook the muscles from the bones so the body relaxes completely into the floor. Consciously allow the body to spread onto the floor and observe the skin and the muscle and the bone on the underside of the foot. Just drawing your attention into the soles of the feet. Soften the soles of the feet, relax the muscle and the the skin and the bones of the underside of the foot. Relax the underside of the foot and then draw your attention into the tops of the feet, feeling the skin and the muscle of the top of the foot. Draw your attention to the tops of the feet and then soften the skin of the top of the foot, really consciously relaxing the feet into the floor. Relaxing the tops of the feet and drawing your attention into the fronts of the shins. Drawing your attention into the fronts of the shins. Relax the calf muscles and the kneecaps, relaxing the tendons around the kneecaps and across the top of the kneecaps. Relaxing the relaxing the fronts of the shins, softening around the kneecaps, and then draw the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs. Draw your attention into the hips and relax in the thighs and the hips, and then into the abdomen. Soften the abdomen into the spine. Feel that the body is comfortable and that you are listening to the signals the body sends you. Relax the pelvis and the abdomen. And relax the frame of the chest. Soften the shoulders, soften the upper arms and the forearms, soften the chest, soften the chest and the hips, and the shoulders and the upper arms and the lower arms. Let the arms completely relax into the floor. Let the shoulders soften, let the neck soften, let the skin around the face completely release. Allowing the body to just totally release into the floor. Just enjoying this sensation of total release. Use your out breath to sink into the floor. Just enjoying the sensation of releasing into the ground, enjoying the lack of demand on the physical body from yourself or from external sources. So from soft shoulders, move into a soft neck, soft throat, and soften the muscles around the face. Observe as you stay how your energy just gently releases, how your energy settles. Just enjoying this feeling of freedom and release. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, and then bring your feet onto the bolster. Have the feet apart, the knees together, just resting your back into the floor. And then roll onto your right side, just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into cross legs, just observe your energy. Okay, we're going to do a seated recline. So have one block on its low end like that, on its flat end, one on its taller end, and then create a little ramp with your bolster. Have a folded blanket for your head, and then we're just going to come into the butterfly pose. So the butterfly pose is like Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the feet in towards the seat bones, the knees are apart, and then you guide yourself up along the bolster so the knees fall apart. If it's strong on your hips, then you can put some blocks on the outside of your thighs. So just reclining back onto the bolster, folded blanket underneath your head to stop your head from rolling back too much. And then let your arms just rest on the floor to the sides of the body, and again covering your eyes up if it's bright in your room. Just brings quietness. So as you know, as we move into the sequence, I'll speak less and less so that you can just use the opportunity to really relax and release without having to feel like you need to listen. Remember, if you're not comfortable, then feel free to adjust until you are comfortable. So you should never bear discomfort. You should always make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be. And to bring yourself out of the pose, you can just stretch your legs out and then push yourself up into a seated position. And then we're going to stay with the bolster behind us, although mine's just fallen down. Have a second bolster if you've got one for underneath your knees. So a similar pose, the Matsyendrasana, the restorative fish pose. So you're just going to stay with the bolster underneath you, and this time you kind of snuggle the bolster up, so you sit on the floor, your knees are on the bolster, and then your legs just rest over the bolster like so. You're just covering yourself up if you need to. So the same pose, or a really similar pose, but just with support underneath the knees. So again, just adjust until you feel comfortable. Just covering yourself up if you're chilly, just making sure that you are warm and comfortable. Okay, and then push your hands into the floor, just bring yourself up into seated position, just move the bolster from underneath your knees, and then just hold on to your knees. Just observe how your energy changes each time. Okay, so we're going to take the bolster off the blocks, and we're just going to have a single bolster for just along like this. We're going to do a little spinal twist. So you just sit with your knees bent like this, like kind of like almost like Virasana legs, and then turn the chest to face the bolster, and then lengthen your chest along the bolster. Have your arms to the sides of the bolster, and then rest your head in the same direction as your knees are bending in. So you have your head resting on the side with your chin in the same direction as your knees. And then release into the floor. So just a gentle spinal twist, just stretching out the lower back. Just enjoying the lack of demand on the physical body. Nobody's expecting anything of you. This is just time for you to recuperate, to allow your energy to refresh. If it feels strong on your back, then you can move your knees a bit closer to the abdomen region, or up towards the head a little. It can feel really strong if the knees are too far away. So it should be gentle and stable. Okay, push your hands into the floor underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up into cross legs again, just observe your energy. Observe the freedom around the lower back. And then just come over to the other side. Bend your knees in the opposite direction with your hip close to the end of the bolster. And then turn the chest to face the bolster. And then stretch yourself along the bolster. Have your head resting on the other side this time. So have your elbows wide enough apart so that you're not supporting your weight with your arms. You're just draping the body over the bolster. Okay, when you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up into a seated position, just observing how your body feels. And then we're going to finish in our restorative surfboard pose. So if you've got something for underneath, put something underneath your shins if you can. Leave your bolster where it is. Have a block for your head. Have a blanket just over the block just to make it comfortable. And then with the bolster underneath your shins, just stretch yourself out along the bolster. Have your chin free of the end of the bolster, but have a folded blanket on top of the block, just to soften into the block. And then rest your arms at the sides of the body. So just our restorative surfboard pose. Resting into the floor. Just feeling that the neck and the shoulders really relax. Okay, when you're ready, just push your hands into the floor. Bring yourself up onto your knees and just sit back on your heels for a moment. Just observing your energy, observing how your energy has changed. And then sit yourself onto your bolster, just come into cross legs. Cross legs with your hands in Namaste, your final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this evening, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the relaxation poses bring to the body and to the mind, a reset of your energy. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then when you're ready, release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel as though you have really lifted your energy and given yourself good positive energy to put into your evening. So thank you very much for joining me.